now here we are finally. We've actually managed to get out of the house, and now that the weather's nice, we had quite a few days of rain and, you know, quite heavy, cloudy kind of weather. So today we've actually gone into the Aveiro region to pick up some weights. No, actually not weights. It's actually a bench, an exercise bench for Bab, and some guy was selling it, and we got a good deal on it, so we're going to get that plus some weights for him. And so we are in, what's this called, Bab? Santa Maria
de Feira.
Santa Maria de Feira. The Feira.
58 minutes from Aveiro.
It's about 50. It's about what, an hour, maybe an hour from Aveiro, the city.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a castle here called what is it? Santa Maria
Castello de Santa Maria de Feira.
Castello de Santa Maria de Feira. Okay, Castle of the Santa Maria de Feira. Okay. So we're gonna check that out now. It's a beautiful spring day, and yeah, it's just nice to be out. Anyway, this is the road we're kind of parked on for the moment, and this is about 3 minutes away from the castle, so we're gonna head up there now. We've never been there before, so let's see. And it's springtime, and the flowers are just beautiful everywhere, and people are starting to come out, enjoy the fine weather. Steep. You can kind of see the castle. Is that the castle? Yeah, I think it's right up there. Anyway, the town itself is, you know, not really anything special by the looks of it. It's fine, yeah. It is what it is. Try not to judge. But anyway, we just wanted to see the building, and, you know, just to get an idea what it looks like, because we saw pictures of it and it looked really nice. We don't know if it's, we don't know anything about its history. So again, this isn't a history channel, but if you know anything about it, then please feel free to contribute by leaving a comment and letting us know. This is nice, isn't it?
So beautiful.
Yeah, nice trees. I love these trees, look at that. Yeah, it's really nice they haven't been butchered, you know, with the pollarding or whatever it is method. They've actually let them grow here, which is really nice. People walking around. So this is Santa Maria de Feira. Feira is like a fair kind of market, you know, like the old medieval markets where people used to sell stuff, you know. This is what it probably would have been in the old days, and it's quite cute. The actual old part, as usual, is what's nice. Beautiful trees. There's just a parking area here in the central part of the castle. So here we are, and yeah, we're in the parking lot, so we're going to go in. We have about half hour to film this little area before we have to go and pick up Bab's weights. Some other guy is selling some weights, so you know, like dumbbells and things. So anyway, let's go and check this out. So look at this, it's actually very nice. These trees are just beautiful, aren't they? Look at them. Exquisite. Anyway. So let's go in. I'm hoping we don't have to, you know, pay to go in, because we're not planning to spend like the whole day here. So let's see. There's some old ruins here. Ruined houses. Yeah, it's looking pretty crowded. That's the drawback to coming on the weekend, especially around this time of year. Some people on holiday because of Easter and all this, which is quite big over here. It's like a Catholic thing, I think. Beautiful tree. Okay, which way, Bob?
Wait.
Okay, he says wait. Yeah, it looks quite big. The ground's quite big.
Park.
This is a park?
Yeah, but we can walk to here.
Can we? Up the steps?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Walking is like 15 minutes.
Walking is 15 minutes? Oh no, I've got a bad foot. I've got a touch of what is it? Plantar fasciitis, or however you pronounce it. So, I don't know. Let's see how this is going to go. That means we're going to walk there and we have to walk all the way back.
Yep.
Right away. Anyway, it's a beautiful sunny day. And this is pretty, isn't it? Almost looks like the Luso area. Doesn't it?
It does.
In some respects. Luso Busacco, we've already done videos on. Little lake thing there, pond, whatever. So again, this is first time we've been here. We just saw this, you know, as a possible place to visit. We haven't looked up the history or anything. We just want to see the building and the area. Bab says you probably have to pay if you want to drive up there. And it's a hill, by the way. So you're going to be walking uphill if you walk. Here it says Quinta do Castelo. That's the kind of the estate of the castle land.
You want to go there?
Yeah, let's go inside there. We're going to go in. That looks more like it. Now this is nice. Love it. I love it because it's natural. It hasn't been highly manicured or anything like that. Just beautiful and natural. Oh, there's nothing here? Oh, all right. We're about the other side. No, nothing. All right. I'm not used to walking uphill these days. Spent too long at home taking care of the parents
That's what I was talking
who kind of have become unfit. Oh, look at that. What is it? Inside this sort of lovely alcovey area. Well, it's sort of an alcove, I don't know. Entrance. Beautiful wisteria. Look at that. Oh, but that's not natural, is it?
whatever it is.
What is it? I don't know what that is. Again, we're going to have to find out. There's no information here.
Quinta do Castelo.
Yes, this is all inside that Quinta do Castelo. So we just sort of came upon this. So we're trying to find out what that is. I'm assuming that's some kind of artificial sculpture. Yeah, it looks like some kind of stone thing that's been carved out of the cliff there. Anyway, whatever it is, it's beautiful. And we can actually walk, look, looks like we can walk around and go behind it. Isn't that? Maybe, I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure. I thought there was a guy there, but no. It's almost like a kind of a botanical garden, isn't it, Van? Like the Luso and Busacco forest. Now we're walking up here. We just left that area, which is kind of in there. That kind of, actually going around to the back of it. Or that sculpture that we just saw. So anyway, I'm not as fit as I was because of just wandering about inside the house doing things and haven't had a chance to go for walks or anything. Look, you can walk through it. Look at this. That's really quite cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's a sculpture. Look at that. But
It's not new.
oh, wait a minute. Okay, go out a little bit so you can see it. You put Bab in it so you can get the scale. Lovely water down there. It's not new.
It's not new.
You mean it's old?
Yeah.
It's made out of the rocks, isn't it? It's okay.
Can you go?
I don't see why not.
Wow, look at that.
It's made out of the rock. That's really nice. Look at this. I bet the birds love this. Wouldn't you think? These look like stalagmites. Yeah, maybe Maybe parts of it are natural.
It looks like it's real.
But we got to find out something about it.
I'll put in
And
the
then, yeah, we'll probably, well, I think what we're going to do is put some stuff in the description once we have a chance to look things up. It looks like they have lights here. There's some electric wire thing there. It's just lovely, isn't it? Can you imagine this as your home? I would like it. It's kind of Gothic. Look up there. See, there's like a stairway, like a banister, whatever you call that. You see that? Yeah. Huh? There is what? Steps? And there's steps you can go up. And there's like little, I'm going to turn this around. It's like little benches that have been cut out here, look. See? Kind of little benches. Which of course means it's, I mean, even the stalagmite thing's probably not natural. I mean, I don't know. Certainly all this has been carved in here. But nonetheless, there's, look at the table and chairs. Table and chairs going to be up stairs. So we're going to go up steps. Go on, you first, so I can film you. Perhaps going up the steps.
People will be smoking here.
Smoking? Oh God. I can't believe it. They put, look, they've left cigarettes here. It's just disgusting. Really disgusting. Anyway. Oh. Look, I think birds been trying to nest here. I don't know, people have been throwing. Oh dear, honestly. I don't understand the mentality here sometimes. People have been throwing trash in some of those little kind of alcove things or whatever they are. Yeah, Bob says it's probably not that old. It's hard to say. Look it up, Bob. Can you look it up online? I mean, now on the phone? We're going up the steps. We're actually going up to the top. But you can see that this is all natural, right? So it's actually just been carved into the rock. Question is when? How long ago? That's what I'd like to know. And this, of course, is all been added on, artificial, concrete-y stuff. Yeah, I mean, these, you could plant some nice flowers and things in here. So there we go. And this is actually right in this small city area. Which is a little botanical garden with this sculpture. Oh, it's plastic trash. Oh God, honestly.
Anyway.
Yeah, bizarre mentality. Anyway. Okay, we better head up to the castle because we don't have much time. This looks like there's a spring here. Look, it's kind of running down onto the road. Look at that. Water's coming down over there where those rocks are, right over there. We're trying to find our way to the castle. We've kind of lost the signs. One issue I have here in Portugal is finding clear signs for things, you know, directions. There we go, it's coming from a little spring somewhere. Coming from there at the top. You can see that running down there. How beautiful. I sincerely hope these places are treasured and protected forever. Let's go out at the same kind of rock kind of formation here that they cut that other sculpture out of. Fascinating, isn't it? Unique, very unique, very lovely. Let's try and bring the parents here, but they can't really walk anywhere anymore. They just can't. They're very, very weak, both of them. Bab says we can't seem to get much information online. We're looking on the phone about that sculpture. So if we find anything, we'll post it in the description. That's going to be the best thing, but if not, then I don't know. We just enjoy the way it looks. So presumably we keep walking all the
We
way
have to go back.
back? Oh no. Back where? Oh, because
This is the
we're heading back down. We're heading back down because this isn't actually the way to the castle, is it, Bob? And my foot's not great, so I don't want to do any excessive amount of walking that's not necessary until it heals. It's lovely and green. I love spring. But we just, in the village where we're staying, we're just admiring all the wildflowers and so on. Then people come along and they just start spraying them with herbicides, and it's just sad, isn't it? So it's nice to come to a place like this and just see things looking natural, unsprayed and not really overly maintained. I think this would be a lovely place for a picnic or something. You know, just sit here somewhere in the shade on a hot day. You know, just have a nice picnic, maybe even inside that unusual stone sculpture. It's probably not that modern. It's like they don't really do things like that anymore, you know? That kind of working with nature in that very special way without destroying it and without completely transforming it too much. You know, they don't do that so much anymore. So I'm assuming it's probably old, perhaps Victorian or, you know, something like that. Perhaps the Art Nouveau period, you know. Wouldn't surprise me. It almost has that sort of, almost has that kind of feeling to it, doesn't it?
Is over there?
Ah, there's the castle. Here we go. I'm going to turn this around so you can see it. There, look at that. What is it again? Santa Maria de Feira Castle? Castello. Yeah. There you go. It's up there. So that's not too bad. We don't have to walk for miles and miles. So it's actually quite close to that sculpture, isn't it? To the side of it, kind of. Yeah. You walk on the road.
Can I take a picture?
Bob, go and sit on the swing. There's Santa Maria de Feira. You can see that. There's a little swing there. This is all inside the park. I'm on the swing. Hi. I haven't been on the swing in so long. Wow. There you go, look. The side of it there. So if you're a castle lover, there are plenty of castles here in Portugal that you can explore. It's probably one of the castle capitals of Europe, I would think. I'm not sure if it is, but I'm just saying, probably. Looks like there are people up here. Oh, so you can drive up here if you don't want to walk. Just park here. I'd suggest a weekday though, not a weekend. Unless you absolutely love crowds and driving round and round looking for parking in tourist areas. There we go.
You have to get a ticket.
Fab says we have to pay, which makes sense because it's not actually a ruin, or at least part of it isn't. So we're not going to have time to do that today, but you get the idea, right? But let's take a look anyway and see. Somebody's standing there, I think. He's probably making sure people have tickets. Ah, okay, here's the history.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
In English also.
It's also in English. So if you're able to zoom in there, you might be able to read this. Because I'm not going to stand here reading that now and explaining it. There you go. So take a look. Because there's a bus right here and it's really noisy, polluted. Okay, that's it. So there you go. Big tourist buses everywhere, so if you don't like this kind of thing, come here some other time of year, you know, just before spring, or perhaps a weekday will be better. Let's walk up there and find out. We're gonna let's not make assumptions. We're gonna find out for sure if we do need to pay. So this is actually a church. Of course, I should have known that, considering the top part there shows you the cross, but I didn't figure it out. So these people are going to church. Yes, you have to pay to go in, even in the castle area. So we can't do this today. So we're just showing you the outside. So we can't go in today, but we're actually going to walk just around on the outside, you know. There's probably a lot of people here because of the death of the Pope. So I think a lot of people are going to church, to that church back there, see? That's probably what all these buses are doing here. This is April 2027. I don't remember anyway. April 27th, isn't it today? Huh? 2025, in case you don't know what year it is.
Not 7, it's 26.
26, is it? Oh yeah, it was Mom's birthday yesterday, okay. So anyway, I'm going to turn this around so you can see the castle. So there's the castle, and I just saw someone in that little window up there looking out. So it looks like if you pay, you can just go inside and, you know, and just kind of explore the inside, and hopefully
We will go next time.
hopefully they'll have rooms and things that will actually make it worthwhile. But you know, sometimes you don't quite know here because you don't always see pictures of anywhere of what it looks like inside. So you could be paying money and then going in and not, and just sort of getting ruins or something. They're a bit sneaky. But anyway, might be worth a visit if you love castles. So there you go. Okay, so we're actually walking back now because I think we've kind of seen enough of the outside as it is. You know, I kind of wish that sometimes they'd have more rules about parking so close to these places, because you know you have to keep looking where you're going that you don't get run over. It's just too much. They should only have, this is in my world, they would only have, you know, old people, disabled people, people who have some kind of like a handicapped permit or whatever to come up here, or buses, of course, giant buses. Other than that, park at the bottom. But these days, not everybody is very fit enough to walk, so who knows? It's just my theory. So there you go. That's the Castello here in Santa Maria de Feira. I think that's an ash tree. Bab was wondering. He says it's similar to neem, the neem trees in India. Neem plant. It smells like, huh? Doesn't it look like an ash? Anyway, I'm not sure. I've got to look up my tree identification thing, so if anyone knows, leave it in the comments. Enlighten us. Anyway, we're going down. Yeah, I remember. I'm just saying it's harder for me to, with this foot issue, it's kind of harder for me to walk downhill than uphill. But anyway, this was because I did a lot of standing and walking around for the past few months when when Mom was in hospital. And I spent so much time walking on hard floors in the house that caused this injury. I'm just so in love with these trees. I mean, you can't really see the beauty of them in the video the way you could if you actually see them here. Of course, they've been hacked back at the top there. But they have grown back. They're so resilient. So we're heading over to that place. What's it called?
Val de Cambra.
Val de Cambra, with a B, right? Cambra. to pick up the weights, you know, the dumbbells and things that Bob had found online that some guy is selling. So anyway, we'll kind of just do a little bit of filming along the way, and if we see anything interesting. So we're finished here in this area for now, and see you soon. There's a little cafe. This is kind of hard to get out of here. I don't know if you can hear me. Bab's filming and I'm talking. So we're going to take a left here, right? I mean, left, not right. Okay, there's like a little old town here on the, you can see that down there. It looks like the old area, old town area. We're going up here past this historic building here, which is also pretty amazing, and we don't know much about it right now. Looks like an old church. Okay, so we're on our way to place.
Valde Cambra.
Valde Cambra, thank you. Which is probably like a small town.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a little bit more out of the busy areas. A little more rural here. Anyway, it's kind of hilly here. It's a little bit nicer. Don't see anything else that's special, but the hills and the views are kind of nice from some areas here. It's getting more rural, which is cute. Okay, we're about 4 minutes away from that place, aren't we? So it's sort of on a hilly area. Well, this is Valde Cambra. Cambra. C-A-M-B-R-A, right?
Yep.
Okay, so anyway, let's see if we can find this guy. Well, we're on our way back now. We've picked up Bab's weights, and now we're just leaving that little area there, that small town, and just heading back. And, you know, I just wanted to mention that last year in September there were some huge fires in these areas of Aveiro, and many acres of thousands and thousands of acres of land, you know, forest were burnt down, including houses too. So there was a lot of destruction here because of the fires, which unfortunately seem to be happening every year in Portugal now, which is interesting because they never used to in the old days, but suddenly it's become a modern phenomenon. People have different ideas about this, which I'm not going to go into right now, but anyways. So we're seeing some of the forests here that have been burnt down as we drive through. It's quite an eye-opener. But yeah, for anyone who's thinking about moving to Portugal, especially in the rural areas and up on the hills, you know, the mountains, whatever, you just have to bear in mind that fires are a big problem here now. So you have to plan accordingly, as I've mentioned before in my videos. What's that guy doing? Looks like it's broken down. Nice roundabout, look at the flowers. Here is an example of some of the burnt trees. You can see those over there, look at that. And it just came right up. See these there with, see there where these houses are? That's where it came up. Incredible, isn't it? That must have been terrifying for people. And some of these trees here are very fire resistant. You see some of them that with burnt trunks, but now their leaves are out in full now, like they didn't die compared to the pines and the eucalyptus. Down here, there's some buildings up this way. Well, I think that concludes our video for today. We're on on our way back, and we're just passing through some nice areas. We saw a nice little bridge there. Looks like a Roman bridge. Yeah. So anyway, it's a lovely day. It's just really nice for being out. It's not too hot. And so if you're ever over this way, you might want to visit that castle and that that nice little town area. So yeah, that's it. It's been a nice day, and hopefully we can make another video soon. So I'll try and put some details about the history of the castle and whatever else we can find in the description for anyone who's interested in the history. I'm not going to get too much into details if it's too long, but just give a general idea of when that castle was built and so on. Okay, I've actually decided that I'm going to read a little bit about the castle from that that sign, that sort of board that was outside, because I'm not sure that people are going to be able to read that even if you try and zoom in. So anyway, I looked online to try and get more information about the cave, and it's actually a cave. That's kind of sculpture thing is actually kind of a cave. So I'm assuming that it's, a lot of it's natural, and then they just kind of, cut in the seating, the seats, and they kind of, did those little stairs and all this kind of stuff, and that little balcony at the top, kind of thing. So, but I haven't been able to find much information about how long ago they did that or anything, So I don't know, maybe there's some kind of information sign over there when you go there, but we didn't see one. So anyway, as for the castle, it apparently, the Santa Maria the Feira castle dates back to the Reconquista, before the foundation of Portuguese nationality. And it was actually around, or rather the original was around during the Roman times too. And there's also some tradition that says that there used to be a pagan temple there at some point that, of course, later became a Catholic, was converted into a Catholic site, But anyway, so the original castle is very old, and then later on it was, kind of, what do you call it? Not refurbished, rebuilt or whatever, parts of it, I guess, over the centuries. So anyway, this is what it says here. I'll just kind of read part of it. It's really long. It has such a long history. So the best thing to do if you really want to know the in-depth information, just do your own research, because it's got quite a bit of history and it's quite beautiful. We didn't go inside, but apparently normally you go through the chapel or something, and then you can go through into the castle from the chapel, but you've got to pay, to do that. I don't think it costs too much. So I'm not sure how much it is. Anyway, so here on that sign, that I'm just reading from my iPad, the sign that's outside the castle, it says the origin of Santa Maria the Feira castle dates back to the Reconquista, before the foundation of Portuguese nationality. The primitive fortress, dating from the 10th to 11th centuries, ruled Civitas Sanctae Mariae and the land of Santa Maria, located in the border between Christians and Muslims. It reportedly played a decisive role in the military actions that culminated in the conquest of Coimbra in 1064, as well as in the support of the independence cause led by the Alfonso Henriques. This location has traces of human occupation from the late Bronze Age. Oh, okay. So it's even older. From the late Bronze Age until modern times. The castle's current structure is the result of transformations introduced by the Pereiras I can't see that very well, but I think that's what it says. Lords of the land of Santa Maria, to whom it was entrusted in 1448 for its restoration. In the 16th to 17th centuries, the Pereira family, now Counts of Feira, continued to transform the castle, building in the place of arms, the Count's residence, the granary, and the fountain crowned with their coat of arms. In 1722, a fire consumed the Count's residence, leading to the progressive abandonment and ruin of the castle, a process that was only reversed by the initiative of the castle's Supervisory Commission, founded in 1909, I believe that says, with a mission to watch over the with a mission to watch over the care, repair, restoration, and promotion of the monument. On the outside of the Barbican, there is the chapel and sea ensemble, made up of the hexagonal chapel and the chaplain's house, rebuilt in 1658, I think that says, by order of Countess de Joana Forjas, I can't see that very well, Pereira. The chapel dedicated to Our Lady of Incarnation replaced a previous one dedicated to Our Lady of the Castle, and so on. Anyway, there's a bit more, but I can't see what it says. But that is kind of more or less the end anyway. So, as you can see, it's very old, the original one. But it doesn't say anything here about the cave. So, to me, that was actually one of the more interesting things, although the castle is nice, So, there you go. I gave you a little bit of information, so no one can grumble about, not hearing the history. So yeah, if you find out anything else, because this is probably just quite basic information, I'm sure there's a lot more. If you find out anything else, feel free to leave it in the comments, especially any info about the cave, because that would be really nice to know a bit more about that. All right, so that's it. So take care. See you next time. Bye.